welcome everybody to another episode of Latif's Inspired. Today is a very special episode. I'm in Surrey, my sister's house, and we're going to be cooking a lamb biryani. This is an extremely flavoursome dish and I really enjoy it. It's very nice and simple, but most importantly, it's the authentic style. So it's cooked from scratch and it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. And I think she's also going to make some aloo paratha. This is a really home-style aloo paratha, which you can't get in restaurants. And hopefully I'll be showing you how she does it so you can do it at home as well. And we're also going to have a very authentic style chicken curry as well. So no base gravy, really simple from start to finish, from the frying the garlic, onions, spices, to adding the chicken and water and let it all thicken up in its own jus. So it's going to be beautiful in flavour and I can't wait to eat it. And I'm also nearly starting to cry because she's peeling the onions and cutting it. So I think I need to stop for now and just wipe my eyes. Right, it's a nice big pan. It's gas fired and it's on high heat. And we're going to put some ghee in now. And she's using, it's a Natco brand, pure butter ghee. That's 1 heaped tablespoon.
I'm going to put about 4.
2, and you're going to put 4, did you say?
Yeah.
And that's going to be 4 tablespoons of ghee. So it's going to be plenty of ghee. And this is a special treat, guys. It's not something that you'd have every day to watch your calorie counting. Yeah. So this is a special occasion. Nice, fat, greasy biryani.
I only cook it occasionally.
Yep, only occasionally. Otherwise, I think she'll have obese children, which we do not want.
No.
Right, so there's some onions over here. How many onions did you cut there?
That's about 5.
About 5 medium-sized white onions.
Yeah.
So are you keeping some?
I'm going to keep some for later. This is just for the garnishing.
Okay. So basically, there's about 5 medium onions that I said. She's got about 4 that's just gone into there, and she's going to use the rest a bit later. Right, I've just found out what she's doing with the onions. So she's just basically caramelizing the onions. So it's going to be like a fried onion. So did you say you're going to use half of it for like a garnish? For
garnishing later, and then the other half for cooking the meat.
So you're going to that's going to stay in the pan, yeah?
That's going to stay.
Okay, so basically it makes sense then. So she's going to halve these onions and use it for a garnish, and half of it is going to be for cooking.
Caramelizing.
The onions are caramelizing beautifully. Nice and golden. It's been about 10 minutes. I think to me the onions look done.
Yeah.
So did you say you're going to take out half?
Yes.
So she's going to take out half of the onions, guys, and leave the rest to cook the lamb.
I'm just taking the golden onions out.
So she's taking out the onions. Obviously this is for garnish, so hopefully it's going to have that beautiful golden caramelized and that pure butter ghee flavour. Yeah. I mean, that onion on its own, you can probably just get a piece of bread and just eat it. It's absolutely gorgeous. So she's putting the remainder of the onions in. There you go. So she's just smashed some ginger and garlic, so it's about a couple of cloves of...
just a tablespoon, a couple of cloves of garlic.
About a couple of cloves of garlic and about a little bit of ginger. So I can see that if you were to smash it together in a pestle and mortar, that would be 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic. So now it's the fresh onions and the caramelized onions just cooking away beautifully. So now the meat's going in. So this is the tender baby lamb, 2.5 kg of lamb. Now she's going to throw that in. Bismillah. Wow, there's so much meat there. The pot can barely hold it. Looking forward to this. As you know guys, everybody has different methods of cooking, tried and tested by her. This is her way, so she's not following any recipes or rules, just this is how she likes it, this is how her kids like it, and I personally do like it. So if you try it at home, maybe you'd enjoy it as well. It's always good to experiment with food, and you always bring out the flavors to sort of your palate, how you like it and how you enjoy it. So hopefully this is going to be beautiful. This
was one of the dishes that Dad really loved.
So this is when my sister cooked this dish. My late father, he used to love this dish. So obviously when she cooks it, it's a sentimental feeling. She remembers my father. So it's amazing how you can remember people by food. So what are you going to add next?
I might add half a cup of sunflower oil as well.
So just a bit of oil that is needed. So that's about, I would say that's about just half a cup. So half a cup of vegetable oil, sunflower oil that she's just put in there. There you go. This should help the lamb cook a bit faster as well.
Yes.
So now some seasoning is going to go in.
So use a tablespoon.
So a tablespoon, like a dessert spoon. So
yeah. So
1 tablespoon of salt.
And another one going in as well. But don't forget rice will be added on top, so it will all get sucked in. I don't think that will be enough, so I'm going to add another half. So that's 2 and a half.
I would add, personally I would add 3.
True. Okay.
Yeah. So there you go, that's 3 tablespoons of salt gone in there. There's going to be plenty of rice, so obviously it needs a lot of seasoning. So now she's going to cover it.
The salt helps it to cook faster. So
yeah, and obviously the salt is going to break it down and help it cook faster. And it's been 15 minutes, the cooking process has started, so it's smelling nice. So we're going to let this cook.
I'm just going to leave it covered for about half an hour now.
So she's going to leave it covered for half an hour. So obviously the meat is going to release some liquid. So once the liquid has released, then we'll go on to adding the spices, I believe she's going to do.
Yeah.
So half an hour, we'll time it. We'll come and check it up every 5 minutes or so it doesn't stick onto the bottom. Right, it's been about 5 minutes. We're just going to check up on the meat. It's on high heat, so be careful when you take the lid off. There you go, you can see some bubbling. There you go, plenty of water has released, huh?
Yeah.
So there's plenty of water that's released.
I'm just going to let it cook in its own juice.
So obviously she's going to let it cook in its own fat and liquid that's released, and there's plenty of ghee and oil as well to help the meat sort of fry and tenderize and become more flavoursome. Lamb is a fatty meat and it's absolutely beautiful, it's gorgeous.
Let me just cover it now.
Just cover it and we'll come and check up on it another 5 minutes or so. It's been a further 5 minutes, guys. Please be careful, we've had a little spillage because plenty of water coming out. Obviously a slightly bigger pot would have been ideal, but her bigger pot is slightly too big. So this was a little bit better, so it just needs more keeping her eye on. So every few minutes rather than every 5 minutes, because if you've got a pot like this, if you've got a slightly bigger pot, it's much better. Right guys, the lamb has been cooking away for about 50 minutes. There you go, plenty of liquid that's just come out. And are you waiting for the water to reduce by half, and then are you going to add the spices, or?
The water needs to reduce a little bit more, then I will add the spice.
There you go. Just needs a bit more reduction, and then the spice are going to go in.
Yeah. I will add some potatoes to this as well.
So there's going to be nice potatoes added to this as well.
I'll give it another 5 more minutes and then I'll add the spice.
Yep, so about 5-10 minutes I would say, and then it's on a high heat. We let it cook out and then we're going to add the spices, and I'll show you which spices she's going to use a bit shortly. Right, we're going to be using a shop bought spice mix. There you go, it's a Laziza brand. She's making a Sindhi Biriyani. This actually has garlic, ginger, everything in there. So you just whack it in. I normally use my own spices, but I have tendency to add these as well. It's beautiful, and it has like the dried plum and everything already in there. But she's going to be adding a few of the things that she personally likes. So it's double quantity saying, and we'll find out how many she's going to be using.
I use other spices other times, but this time I'm just making the Sindhi Biriyani because it's Zakaria's favourite.
So this is her son's favourite, this special spice mix, and so she's going to be using this. So it comes with 2 bags, yeah? Right, these boxes actually has its ingredients that you need. For example, if you're using, half a kg, a little bit more. So basically we've got about just over 2.5 kg. So she's going to be throwing in 2 of these bags.
I'm taking the plum bag.
There you go. This is the spice mix. As you can see there, that's the cardamon's. Everything's all in there. It's got the dried plums as well. Can I just see the dried plums, please? So she's separated the dried plums. Why have you separated the plums?
Because I don't want the plums to melt.
So basically, it's a dried fruit. Obviously, it's the plum. And if you put it in now with all the rest of the spices, it's going to melt away, which she doesn't want. So she wants it to stay as whole as possible.
Yeah, so I'm going to add it towards the end.
She's going to add the plums towards the end, so she just picked it out. That's her little tip, guys. There you go, 2 of these packets. It looks beautiful, plenty of spices, and she's going to throw it in now to the mix.
That's the spices going in.
So mixing the spices. The meat has cooked for about 60 minutes before the spice went in. So give the spice a good mix. As you can see, as soon as the spice gone in, the colours has changed.
Yeah. Now I'm going to be adding the tomatoes and the potatoes together.
So that was 2 medium tomatoes, yep?
1 large tomato. It could be 2 medium tomatoes.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm going to add the potatoes as well.
How many potatoes was there?
That was 4 small potatoes.
So this is 4 small potatoes, like an onion size.
4 quarter, cut into 4 quarter.
Cut into quarters. So she's got a few of her. There you go. Lovely. Look at that glistening away. Absolutely gorgeous. So are these extras that you got in your house?
These are extra that I bought.
So she bought a few extras. Very prepared. There you go. Dried plum. She just added that because obviously I love it and her kids must love it.
Yeah.
I'll just show you a bit of a close-up. This looks amazing, bubbling away. Wow. Right, it's been cooking away for about 1 hour and 15 minutes. It's looking beautiful.
Just checking how it is.
Just checking up on it.
I don't want it to burn on the bottom.
So we haven't used any water or anything, and we don't want it to catch at the bottom.
Yeah.
That's what you have to be very careful about. But because we've used a lot of ghee and a lot of oil, that helps prevents it from sticking at the bottom.
Yeah.
But I think at this moment...
I'm just going to add a little bit of water actually now.
No.
Why not?
I don't think you need to add any bit of water because there's plenty of liquid there. You want to dry out. Right, just been about 1 hour and 20 minutes and
It's done now.
it's done now. As you can see, the oil is just proper risen to the top. I'll actually show you a close. There you go, bubbling away. That's ready.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave it to rest while I cook the rice.
So we're going to just let the lamb just rest while she cooks the rice, and then we'll show you the next process.
Yeah. The rice has been washed on full gas.
So this is the massive pot that she was talking about. There's some rice gone into there. Now in every Asian Bengali sort of household we eat a lot of rice. So she's measuring it out with, this is the 400 gram like a baked beans can or whatever. So how many cups of rice did you use with
5.
this? So this is about 5 cups of these tinned. So,
And half a tablespoon of salt.
half a tablespoon of salt gone into the rice. Normally if I was to do it, I boil the water so it just cooks it a bit faster, but she's on the go cooking everything all at once, so she's just rinsed the rice a few times, just added the water and whacked it in. Now this is the Indian bay leaf, how many?
3 bay leaves just.
3 very large bay leaves, she just ripped it and put that in there.
Got 2 star anise.
So that's a couple of star anise just gone in there. This gives it a nice fragrance.
It's about 2, 4, 6, 7 cinnamon.
7 green cardamom pods. This is going to build that fragrance and a nice little sweetness to it. I mean, the garam masala spices are amazing, what it does, especially with rice. Now she's got some peppercorn. There you go.
A few peppercorns.
So it's more than few. I think there's a nice good teaspoon of peppercorns gone in. This is about
Just 2 pieces of.
about 3.5 inch cardamom pods. Cinnamon sticks there. And that should be it. Now she's going to wait for that to boil, and once the rice is half cooked, then we're going to go for the next process. All the spice has gone in. Now we're going to cover this up. Obviously this helps the heat generate and cook faster. It's been about 15 minutes. There you go. We're just waiting for the water to boil. It's a very big pot, so it takes a bit of a long time. So she's cooking quite a few things at once. So if you're having time at home, just boil a kettle of water, put some water in it. Just makes the process more faster.
Halfway done.
It's halfway ready, she's saying. Been about 20 minutes or so, just over. We're just going to check on it now. It's definitely heated up, but it's not to a boiling point.
So I don't want it to cook too much. I just want it half cooked.
So what's that half cooked? So
because I'm going to cook it, the remainder cooking in the oven.
so there's a third process. It's going to be finished off in the oven, hopefully.
Yes. I'm just going to cover it now.
Cover it until she's got that perfection. So she wants it to stay a little bit softened but still hard. In Italian they call it al dente style. So about 60 to 70% she wants it to be cooked, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Now I'm going to,
So this is the cooked meat.
I'm going to just, half the meat will go in one of these trays.
So half of it is going on one of this tray, and half of the meat will go on the other tray. And then I think she's going to top it with the rice.
Yeah. With a layer of tomato and coriander in the middle.
The meat's had quite about 20 minutes to half an hour resting time, so it's cooked furthermore. The colour's beautiful.
Okay. I'm just going to put the salad on.
So this is just sliced tomatoes. It's good to use the vine ripe tomatoes because it's more tasty and very flavoursome. There you go. And now freshly chopped coriander. Beautiful in colour, beautiful in fragrance. So she's got that big sieve kind of spoon. There you go. And now beautifully, just waiting for that water to drip off. Now it goes onto her rice. Beautiful. It's a work of art. This is why home cooking is very different from restaurant. Lots of TLC, you know, doing everything properly, giving respect to the ingredients, taking its time. Whereas we in the restaurant it's all about speed. I actually like this process that she's doing. I think for presentation is beautiful. So it's going to be quite a lot of people eating. So I think this presentation, it just makes life easier for her. Obviously she's a working mother. efficiency is crucial. I said she was patient, but I'm wrong. This is the calendar.
I don't want the rice to get very, very soft.
Yep, it was taking too long, so the rice was softening up, not to her liking. So there you go, nice colander. Rinse the rice, rinse the water away. Now the second tray is going. As you can see, the color of the lamb is beautiful. It's glistening, nice. Lots of natural fats and obviously the ghee, which is going to give some beautiful flavor. This is all the flavor at the bottom, scraping it out.
It's a bit like layered biryani, but the rice cooks best this way.
There's so many ways to make a biryani. This is her way, and obviously presentation is important as well. There you go. Now, same again. Gonna layer it up.
You can see the plum still whole.
Yep. The layer's been done. Now the rice goes in. Be careful, guys, it's very hot. Very traditional Indian way. People just tend to put in a little bit of color. So a bit of green and a bit of red. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, especially with people who don't like food colours. Now this is the caramelized onions, which she did right at the beginning.
A massive amount of flavour.
There you go, finished with a lovely garnish. And have you preheated the oven?
No, I didn't preheat the oven. I'm just going to start it. Luckily, I've got quite good oven, so it heats up quite quickly.
There you go. So if you're on the ball, make sure your oven was heated up. But we're just going to put the oven on and whack this into the oven. How long would you cook it in the oven?
Maybe about 20 minutes.
About 20 minutes in the oven on a high heat.
Yeah.
On a high heat, guys.
The moisture locked in.
So foil paper's going on, guys, just to lock in all the moisture. And obviously you want that rice to be cooked properly.
Yeah.
Both of the rice is being foil papered up and put into the oven. And it's on a high heat, is it?
Yeah.
It's on a high heat, going to be about 20 minutes, guys.
It's a fan oven, so it'll heat up quickly.
It's a fan oven, so it's going to heat up quickly, we're hoping. This is my amazing plate of food after my sister's been slaving away. So lovely biryani. That's the paratha. A nice mint yogurt raita. There you go. And that's the tomato salsa. That's the lamb. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous.